Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Monotui, coach of the Tampa Bay Luxrays, and today I'm bringing you guys week 1 of the off-season Pokemon Premier League Boogaloo type thing. This week, of course, we are joined, well, not joined, but this week we are going up against Schady, coach of the Bayern Mewnich, very good friend of mine, very good player. I definitely recommend checking out his channel in the description below. He's also beginning to upload a little bit more regularly, which is really exciting. For a quick rundown of the team, even though I do have an entire team builder dedicated to that, we have our physically offensive Porygon 2, we have our special defensive Dragon Dance Coil Zygarde, we have our Expert Belt 4 attacks Tapu Lele, our Life Orb Weavile, our Scarf Kartana, and our no attacks Hazard Setting Skarmory. So we're going to get into this game, not going to waste any time. We're just going to hit play. I'm going to lead with my Skarmory, as he is going to lead with his Tyranitar, which is great for me, because unless he is Scarfed, I will be able to outspeed him and get up my rocks, and he's actually going to reveal the Taunt here, which is really good for me again, because I have the Mental Herb, meaning that I can also get up a layer of Spikes, which will be very useful for the majority of his team. He unfortunately is going to go for the Taunt again, which is bad, because again, I have no attacking moves and can do absolutely nothing to him, so I'm kind of forced out. I'm going to switch out into my Porygon 2, which is really the only thing that wants to take a Stone Edge, that and my Zygarde, but I didn't want to risk him going for like an Ice Beam there. But Porygon 2 is going to be able to take that, and then unfortunately I miss a Toxic as I predict him to not want to go for Taunt again, because he's probably thinking something's up, because like I could have HP Fighting to hit him and he wouldn't want to Taunt that, so I just went for the Toxic there to hit that, or whatever else he wanted to switch in as he gets up his rocks, and I miss. But here, predicting him to want to go for a Taunt on this turn, I am just going to go out into my Zygarde, as that is exactly what happens, so I'm able to take that Taunt. It's relatively non-inconvenient because I don't plan on setting up this early yet anyway, as I am just going to go for the 1000 Arrows, going to do some nice damage to him as he is not able to knock me out with the Ice Beam, and I'm still going to be, after knocking him out with the next 1000 Arrows, I'm still going to be at a decent enough amount of HP to take on the Celesteela, which is really nice. So now he is going to send out his Greninja, which is a massive problem to my team, and I have two plays here. I can sack off my Porygon 2, or I can switch in my Weavile predicting the Ice Beam. I didn't want to go Weavile in case he Hydro Pump there, or in case he was something like Specs and could 2-hit KO me. Also, I realized here that I screwed up my Porygon 2 set a little bit. I mentioned in my team builder how I might want to swap a move for Sub. Turns out in my brain that move was Recover, so I'm Bolt Beam, Toxic, and Sub, so I have absolutely no recovery on my Porygon 2, making it absolutely useless. So I'm going to go out into that and stack it off. I know I'm going to be giving him his Battle Bond, but there really wasn't much of another play I could have made here. Like, I wasn't risking my Weavile this early, and Porygon 2, like I said, just completely useless. Sucks giving him the Battle Bond, but not much I can do. At least the transformation looks really cool. So I'm going to go out into my Tapu Lele, and I'm actually going to click Thunderbolt here, because it hits the Greninja, it knocks out the Greninja, and it'll 2-hit KO the Celesteela, and there's no way he would go out into his Garchomp on this thing. So Thunderbolt's definitely my best play here, as he is going to go out into his Mew, and I'm going to be able to scout the damage after the Rocks and Spike. Shadow Ball should be able to knock him out. But as you can see, I paralyze him, which means he paralyzes me with Synchronize. And that's... it's actually not terrible for me. It's really funny, and I was a little bit pissed at the beginning, but it's actually not the worst thing in the world for me, because Garchomp outspeeds me anyway, could knock me out from here, Greninja outspeeds me anyway, and I can knock out Tapu Koko outspeeds me anyway. I still will outspeed this Mew, as you're going to see in a second, and actually, assuming his Celesteela is sassy or relaxed, like a minus speed nature, I should be able to outspeed that thing as well because of the paralysis nerf. So, with that being said, like I said, I am going to outspeed this Mew, knock it out with the Expert Ball Shadow Ball. That's another big annoyance to my team gone, which is really, really good. He is going to send out Garchomp here, and I was expecting, because he sent out Garchomp here, I was really thinking that he was actually going to be something like Earth Plate or Life Orb, because Scarf would not have been able to knock me out with EQ there unless he was Adamant, which I didn't expect him to be, because then Scarf Tapu Lele would outspeed him. So, predicting the switch here, I'm going to go for the Toxic onto the Tapu Koko, which is really, really good for me, because he's actually going to be a very scary set, being Calm Mind, which is very nice, which is why I click Whirlwind here. Just kidding, I misclick and get up my second layer of Stealth Rocks. I didn't think that there was a new Gen 7 mechanic there, guys. I just accidentally clicked Stealth Rock again when I meant to click Whirlwind, which would have been really nice because I would have still had my Skarmory. I would have Whirlwinded him out into something that allowed me to get up another layer of Spikes, but it is what it is, and, you know, we're in this situation now, so, Rocks is still up, that's good, and he's just gonna... I have no other play but to sack this thing to Thunderbolt. I can't switch anything in on that thing, but at this point what I can do is just go out into my Scarf Kartana and just click Leaf Blade. I figured he might want to switch out into Celesteela, but I wasn't risking it because this thing is a gigantic threat to my team at this point. So I do just knock him out with the Scarf Leaf Blade, and even though I do get the Beast Boost, it's still not going to do anything to the Celesteela, so I am unfortunately forced out. And I'm just going to sack my Tapu Lele. Not even necessarily sacking. If he went for a fire move there as expected, I would have lived and then outsped him and then hit him with the Thunderbolt. But he does make the very good play. And going for Heavy Slam, expecting me to want to switch out into that or my Zygarde, which could have taken the fire move very easily. Also, because he gets the Beast Boost in defense, we know 100% that this thing is fully, or at least largely, the majority being physically defensive. Which is definitely makes sense because he has nothing for Kartana. But here what I can do is just click Thousand Arrows. The rocks is going to be negated by the leftovers every turn, which is kind of nice for me. So again, I can just click Thousand Arrows here. I knew I would be able to knock out Garchomp at +1, so again, I'm thinking he is something like Soft Sand, Earthplate, Life Orb. Here I am gonna go out into my Kartana. Was debating staying in, predicting the fire move, as he was debating staying in and clicking the fire move. So that was kind of a 50-50 there. If he clicked the fire move there, then Kartana would have died. By the way, I misspelled Sudoku. I think it's Sudoku is how you pronounce that. I misspelled that in this, so yeah, just wanted to point that out in case you haven't noticed already and made fun of me for it already. But yeah, he was debating going for the fire move. Glad he didn't, because I went Kartana. And now what I can do is click Sacred Sword, as he is going to switch into his Kartana. Sacred Sword also had a very good chance to knock out Garchomp, and I didn't think he'd want to stay in and risk that anyway. So I'm going to get a little bit of damage off onto the Celesteela. Again, that does absolutely nothing. He's fully physically defensive revealed at this point. But I can go out into my Zygarde and threaten this thing. However, he's actually going to pull out the Rest, which is really annoying for me, because a couple good sleep rolls, and he could easily have this game in the bag. But what this is good for is that he is now forced out into his Garchomp. As I predict this switch, and I'm actually going to go for the Dragon Dance, because it looks like I should be able to sweep the rest of his team, assuming everything goes right, but he actually turns out to be Scarf Garchomp, but it doesn't matter, because Zygarde is an absolute monster. That's 0 physical defense investment versus a Scarfed Garchomp's Dragon Claw, and it doesn't kill from 60%. That's impressive, and I love Zygarde. And here, he screwed up something else that I'll get into in a little bit, but expecting me to be able to outspeed his Greninja, at +1, he's not going to go out into it, revealing he doesn't have Water Shuriken. So instead, he's going to go out into Celesteela and hopes he gets a couple good, Sleep Talk rolls, because that is the one way he can definitely win this game. Is if he gets the Heavy Slam here and is able to then take the knockoff plus Icicle Crash from my Weavile, and then he is in a very good spot. So what I'm going to do here is just go for the Thousand Arrows, obviously smack him down, and as you can see, he is going to go for the Sleep Talk. But unfortunately for him, he is just going to get a rest, and not the Heavy Slam that he needed that would have been able to knock me out. So here I am going to go for another Thousand Arrows, which is nice. He cannot rest up on this turn because he's going to stay asleep, and he is once again going to roll a rest. If he killed me there, it didn't matter. Kartana would have won the game anyway. So here what I can do is just click Thousand Arrows once again, and then he is going to go down, and then all he has left is Greninja. Like I said in my team builder, I should be able to outspeed this thing at +1. And then just knock him out and then sweep the rest of the game with Zygarde. Except for the part where I did that wrong too. So, in my team builder, I explained that I sped crept my Zygarde so that I would outspeed a speed creeping Greninja trying to speed creep my Weavile. So I made it, first of all, I screwed that up, and I made it so that I would have sped tie with this thing if that's exactly what happened. And then he was 1 point after that, so that base form Greninja could outspeed, like something on my team, like Kartana or something on my team. So he had a lot of speed on this thing, and I wasn't able to outspeed it at +1, which is actually, like, really, really funny, because he expected me to be competent, and that wasn't a good assumption on his part. So, if he had gone into Greninja, I actually might have just lost this game, so, earlier. But, I have Scarf Kartana, Greninja's gonna go down. This was not a good performance on my part. It was and it wasn't. I misclicked Stealth Rocks. I went for 2 layers of Stealth Rocks. I spelled this thing's name wrong. I didn't have Recovery on my Porygon 2 by accident. And I still won this game versus someone I think is very good. So that either means I am a genius or I am so bad that they threw him off, and I'm assuming it's the latter. So Also, I messed up the speed on my Zygarde, which I definitely just should have made sure that I could outspeed Ash Greninja. But regardless, that was the game. I imagine his commentary is very salty because he lost to an idiot. Like, he actually just lost to somebody who can't spell properly, can't see buttons correctly, and can't count and do math properly. So that's probably frustrating to him, but it's all in good fun. This is more of a casual league, test out a lot of the new mons, and I had a lot of fun while playing this game, and I really like how the team functioned, and I definitely look forward to building with it in the future. But that is all for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like if you did enjoy. Definitely check out my buddy Schady in the description below, and have a nice day, everyone. I will see you in the next game.